Debutant Mensur Suljovic has beaten Mervyn King, and ever present in this tournament, and a former runner-up once as well. 6-1 in the Players' Championship at Butlins in Minehead, and that is what it means to the Austrian. Well, there are no 180s in this match, but it was pretty straightforward for Suljovic. He averaged almost 96. King, you can see there, only had 3 darts at a double, making one of them. And Suljovic will meet the winner of the Michael Smith-Jamie Caven match in the second round tomorrow afternoon. Now on to game 6, and it features a man from Belcoo in Northern Ireland, Brendan Dolan, seeded 14 here in Minehead. He's up against the Wizard of Oz, Simon Whitlock. Over to John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. It's coming to you live from Butlins, Minehead. Professional Darts Corporation proud to present the Cash Converters Players' Championship Finals, coming to you live on ITV Sport. Well, it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the Wizard, Simon Whitlock. The history maker, Brendan Dolan.
Started to get pretty lively in here. Stuart Pike and Alan Warren a little are still in the commentary box for us.
Yeah, just to let you know, the winner of this will play Peter Wright or Steve Beaton, and Peter Wright reckons that this could be a great chance for him to win his first major. Wright against Beaton to come later on tonight here at Minehead. Day 1 of the Players' Championship Finals. And what a great opportunity it may be for Simon Whitlock to get back into a rich vein of form. Same could be said for Brendan Dolan, who's had a string of disappointing results in the TV events. Dropped out of the world's top 16, but he's still there or thereabouts.
Yeah, both players need a win for pretty similar reasons, really. They played reasonably well on certain occasions and just managed to get beat. But when you get 2, 3 or 4 on the trot, that's when it starts getting into your head. You're just begging for that next win. It's only round the corner, so it's a big day for both these players. One of them will get through to the next round. Both hanging in there on the rankings just about, but slowly dropping out because they're not making the impact they did 2 and 3 years ago.
Well, you must have had a few bad trots during your career when you're at your peak in world number 1, 2, 3. How did you manage to drag yourself out of it?
Well, it happens to everybody. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. You've just got to come through the other side. We've seen it with so many players. You've just got to think that there's so many tournaments in the season. It's not based on 2 or 3. It's based on a year. You're always going to have your period at some point. It's disappointing when it doesn't happen, but you've just got to keep fighting.
What was the worst run you ever had?
I think I lost 3 first rounds and then I won 1. That's how crazy it is. The confidence comes back when you start winning again. It's like anything else in sport. You know the game's there. You've just got to keep plugging away, keep doing the hard work, try and keep as positive as you can. As soon as you start winning, you just wonder why it was all there in the first place.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, isn't it? One win to turn things around. Well, one good performance. 140, 180, Simon Whitlock. What a good start.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's got to maintain that all the way through the match, though, and that's been his problem. He's had plenty of high-scoring legs and big finishes, but at the other end of the spectrum, he's had the poor ones, which is the reason why he's been losing matches despite playing pretty well.
80.
Well, Brendan has reached the last 16 of this tournament for the last 3 years, so he has been getting past the first round, but that's as good as it's got. He has to play a lot better than this if he wants to get past the first round today.
Going for the middle, treble 20 for double 8. Down bottom left.
61.
Leaves himself tops. Quite a few players going for the bullseye recently on the 101. I just don't understand that at all, really, because if you're at 25, you've still got to hit a treble. If you go for the 20s and 19s, you've got 2 clear darts at a treble to leave a probable finish.
100.
The voice of reason.
40.
The voice of something. But tops for Whitlock. Double 10. Nice and easy. 14 darter.
Well, things have picked up for the Aussie, that's for sure. For Brendan, well, disappointing. First round exits, European Championship, World Grand Prix, UK Open,
85.
second round at the World Match Play. The field is getting tougher.
And you've got to do all the donkey work
41.
at the Players' Championship events, or the Pro Tour events, if you will, which are the ones that qualify you for this event. The 35 we have in a season, 20 Players' Championships, 6 UK Opens, and the 9 European Tour events. 2.5 million in prize money. Incredible.
Well, Brendan down to 18 in the world. Whitlock has dropped to 13 in the world.
60.
Well, we've got to keep in the mind there's a tournament here, obviously, another one round the corner, and then the new season. And the way that some of the rankings that we have start in January, so it almost gives everybody that starting block. Obviously there's the world rankings based on 2 years, but the Players' Championship one, which qualifies you for this one, starts again in January for every single Pro Tour player. So you're starting again in January every year. So if you do have a bad season, a bit of a bad run, dust yourself down, get some practice in, and start again in January.
Here's a perfect example about what you were saying about Simon Whitlock. One excellent leg, and here we've already thrown 9 darts. You're still at 3-5-6.
Yeah, just that consistency. It's got to be there, leg by leg. The standard when you get further on in tournaments now, if you're throwing second, you know, if you don't have a 12 or less, you're unlikely to win the leg. But you've got to do that in the opposite way. When you're throwing first, you've got to make sure you finish in 15. It doesn't happen every leg, obviously, but just on the average basis throughout a match.
They went for treble 10 to lead the double 16, but no harm, no foul.
Would he have gone that way if Whitlock was on a finish, though? That's the thing, you're giving your opponent too many safe opportunities.
41. Brendan, you require 32.
Well, look at this from Simon Whitlock. 15 darts thrown. He still isn't on a finish.
With a 14 darter in the first leg.
Yep. Kiss the wire.
16.
But Whitlock only 2/3 the way through the leg. Down for 19s.
99.
76 left.
16.
And Dolan's already had darts at the double. Can't afford to miss again. You don't want to give your opponent an opportunity at 76. Just needs to peg this and then start the next leg. Well, that's 5 darts he's missed. 6 darts missed to level.
What an unexpected chance for Simon Whitlock. Going to have 1 dart at double 18. 1 dart for the Aussie.
58.
Lacks a bit of confidence looking at that one. But he just, well, Dolan geeing himself up. He knows he's missed a big opportunity to level and thrown it back in the Australian's court, but he couldn't take advantage. But he's still got to hit this double. The more you miss, the harder it gets. The more you miss, the smaller it gets.
No score.
Well, we've seen some double trouble today, Stuart, from some players, particularly in the Jenkins-Norris game. Dolan, 9 darts at a double has cost him that leg.
9 darts at a double, and he pays as Whitlock hits double 9. Well, that's astonishing. Yeah, that Norris-Jenkins game, 34 missed darts at double between them.
59.
But Brendan there, 9 in 1 leg. I mean, that is, well, it's darting robbery.
Just imagine them in the bar afterwards. I bet they never bought a double for each other. They'd miss it.
60.
Yeah, strange game.
Brendan's clearly still thinking about that. He was so far ahead, in total control of the leg.
Well, we said it at the time, he wanted 77, and because Whitlock was not on a finish, he went for the treble 15. Because if you don't hit a treble on that side, you're not going to throw at the double, so he went the easier route. If he'd have gone the normal route, treble 19, double 10, he may have taken the leg. Slightly less positive thinking, just being too careful.
134.
And throwing a little quicker as well in this leg, Brendan.
Slip one in the middle.
94.
Oh, moved over to the 18s. Well, we just blocked it with that second one. Dolan work to do. A lot of work to do.
100.
Playing steady enough on the scoring. But just giving Whitlock too many opportunities, and that last leg was crazy, really.
81.
Loose one from
He's
Whitlock.
not having to do too much to win the game at the moment. That's the important point. Averaging 86, playing okay. Good chance of going 3-0 ahead.
100. Simon, you require 127.
Treble 19. Treble 16, he got caught in 2 minds, didn't he, whether to go for the treble 20 or the treble 16. Wasn't sure Whitlock there whether to stick or twist. 107 for Dolan to get on the board. Yep.
He's got to get it. Well, he missed 9 darts at the double in leg 2.
67.
That was a big opportunity there.
Interesting though, after the missed doubles in that previous leg, he switched his target to tops, didn't he, instead of double 16. But is he going to lose another leg? Oh, double 6.
60.
Well, apart from anything else for Dolan, if he is doing that, that means it's in his head. Those missed darts at the double.
Yep. Well, they'll be in Whitlock's head now. 2 missed darts to go 3-0 up. This for a break of throw. That's a great guide for him. Perfect marker. Surely this time.
20.
Well,
Darting double capitulation here in Minehead.
0 out of 13 on the doubles, Brendan Dolan. Will he get another shout? No, he won't. Whitlock pitches another. 3-0 to the Aussie. And it's a doubling nightmare for Dolan.
Well, we've seen it with a few players already today, Stuart. We always say that the first round's difficult in the sense of you want to get into the tournament. You're under pressure with the first round with all sorts of other things anyway. but some of these players just have not got out of the blocks.
100.
I'm talking about the top players in the world here, top 32 players. They've just not got straight in the action as they walk on the hockey. They've been practicing in the back room for 2 hours or so. Just not happened when they got up there.
140.
Well, better from Brendan. 0 out of 13 on the doubles for the Irishman.
100.
Keep doing it leg by leg. The next time he's on a double, he'll be thinking about it and be almost begging for it to go in instead of throwing it into the double. Some pressure from all angles. But he's still got to remember there's a long way to go in the match, in the sense of first to 6. If he can start nicking a couple of legs, it doesn't have to be spectacular legs, just getting the leg on the board. Well, Whitlock isn't playing that well himself.
A bad day at the office for both. A bit like that game between Alan Norris and Terry Jenkins earlier on, and so often it happens. Alan's mentioned it, that, you know, one player struggles and the other follows suit.
Then all of a sudden you see both players hitting everything. It's crazy how it works.
Well, surely this time for Brendan Dolan.
58. Brendan, you require 92.
Well, on the leg when he had all those darts at the double, and leg 2, he took an easy option for the setup. He was more concerned about leaving the double. Now he's throwing at it within throw. Well, he still hasn't hit it. He will be coming back. But all those missed darts at the double be in his mind now as he's walking back to the hockey, trying to get himself ready for the next throw.
140.
Big visit for Dolan. Big visit with Whitlock on 46. 14 darts of the double, non-hit. He's got 3 more in his hand to get a leg on the board. Yeah, the relief for Brendan Dolan. Finally hits the double. Pulls one back, 3-1.
And Dolan also will be consoling himself with the fact that his opponent isn't playing well either. So a great chance here for the Irishman to get one back just before the break, get the match back on track with a break of throw.
Yeah, just one good leg, that's all it takes.
140.
Good visit.
I think he's throwing quicker as well. I really do.
And plenty of room. There we see it. Second maximum for the Aussie. Got one in leg 1. And that 14 darter since then. Scoring hasn't been there, and there's been a bit of double trouble in between.
80.
Could be a crucial 180 as well. In a match like this, when clearly both players are struggling, just about getting over the winning line, isn't it?
Yeah, we talk about averages and performances all the time, Stuart. Obviously, as a commentator, it's our job. Everybody else mentions it. It's all part of the game. But as a player in that first round, all you want to do is get through. Fall over the line, it doesn't matter what it is, because you know in your mind you're playing a longer format in the next round. Bigger stakes, crowd will be up. And then you're kind of in your own cauldron then.
Yeah. Well, once we get through to the next round, we shoot up to first to 10, best of 19.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Because then you can afford a couple of legs where you've missed a few doubles, or your opponent's just had 2 or 3 good legs. Got plenty of time to get your teeth into it.
60. Simon, you require 32.
No trouble this time. Simon Whitlock in control of this match. The standard isn't great, but he's 2 legs away from winning, and really that's all that matters in this first round here in Minehead. Whitlock leads Dolan 4-1.
Well, things are warming up, but as Stuart says, the quality hasn't been great, and you're just wondering whether it's this time of year, the pressure coming towards the business end of the season. So many missed darts at double. Just looking at the stats, only 5 made out of 25 double attempts today. You're laughing, but it was worth it. Worth earlier, wasn't it?
Like a Friday night down the Dog and Duck. Yeah, I think a lot of it's obviously pressure. They all should be in great form because we've had such a run of tournaments. You know, they got plenty of chances to put things right during the week's break. You know, they're home on the Monday, practice board Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they should be sort of firing on all cylinders. But yeah, quite a lot at stake, big prize money, big ranking points, and it's when a game starts scrappy, I think it just continues throughout the match. That's what tends to happen.
Jenkins-Norris match was just nuts earlier with 34 double attempts. I think they missed 34 out of 43. I mean, that was extraordinary, wasn't it?
And the averages weren't that bad. You know, so it just shows you they scored well, but just sort of the pressure. Again, if you see say Gerwyn Price earlier, he started really well and he continued. His finishing was great all the way through, and that, you know, again, it just follows that momentum of missing, and then the pressure builds, and then you get a second chance and you fluff your lines again. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Some days it's like that.
Well, most days for most of us. But how impressed were you on the flip side with Gerwyn Price?
Very, very. He's not been on the scene that long, and he's still sort of learning his trade. But he does everything right. He's a fit lad, always looking for bits of advice. And the guy can play. I mean, he was just under the 100 mark for the majority of that match, and that was a big upset.
Yeah, calls himself the Iceman, so he's got quite a lot to live up to, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough nickname.
Yeah.
A tough nickname.
And as well, I mean, Mervyn King clearly struggling today. We understand that his sciatica's been playing up again.
Yeah.
Looked to be affecting him greatly in that match.
Yeah, and he's going through this process, a lot of players, where he's chopping and changing with his darts. He can't quite get them exactly what he likes, and he felt one of the practice boards he was using in the area where the players prepare, he didn't think that was quite spot on. And sometimes you sort of go out of a dark room into a real bright stage, and it just feels a little bit, you know, feels a little different, and you just couldn't get used to it.
Well, it meant to Sulevic, though. You could see the way he celebrated with that one, how much it meant to him.
Yeah, he's great. I love him. I think he's great. I love the emotion he shows, and he can really play. You know, I'm a big fan of Mensah. I mean, he's great. He's good for the game.
Simon Whitlock has gone out the first round of each of the last 2 years of this tournament. Probably won't be going out this time, but who knows? You never know with this match.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, spot on. Lost to Justin Pipe and Dean Winstanley in the last 2 years here at Minehead. But Brendan Dolan with it all to do, 4-1 down after missing 14 darts at double. In that situation, only yourself to blame, but you've got to be telling yourself that it will get better. We saw earlier on this afternoon, Benito van der Pas was 5-0 up on Stephen Bunting.
85.
Bunting got it back to 5-4, missed a stack of darts to make it 5-all, and probably would have been favourite going into a decider. So all's not lost. He's got to hold on to his throw here.
Yeah, when you're well ahead and your opponent starts coming back at you, and not just playing well and coming back at you, but you starting to miss, it does play funny tricks with your mind. It's all about concentration, this game. When you're behind, you've still got to plug away.
60.
When you're in front, you've got to keep motoring. You can't take your foot off the gas. We've seen it so many times today already. Players been miles ahead in a leg, had 6 or 9 darts at the double, lost it, then the head drops, lose the focus for a couple of legs. It can be costly.
Well, that's what happened to Simon Whitlock, isn't it, for a year or so? Last 3 majors, World Match Play, World Grand Prix, European Championships, he's managed to get through to the last 16. That's a third 180 for the Aussie, but before that he had a run of 6 or 7 consecutive first round exits, and it just gets more and more difficult.
Well, there's certainly no easy games on this circuit anymore, so if you're not playing your best, you should go down for 19s with the last one. If you're not playing at your best, Stuart, you know, these players will walk all over you. You've got to be on the mark all the time. That's why you have the world rankings. The top players are doing it more often than the ones further down. Everybody can play on the day, but it's about doing it over a consistent level, over a long game, over a long period.
Well, treble 10 will be the target, I think. complete the equation on double 16.
46.
Wrong bed. Can't believe it.
116.
2 darts at treble 20. Treble 20 for double 18. Not to be.
60.
Never felt it was likely either, to be honest.
He normally goes for the 19, strangely enough. So I don't know why he stayed on the 20s. That's how he felt at the time. Oh, Dolan pegs another leg. Hanging in there. As we know with Brendan, he's a dogged fighter. He'll always keep going. He'll keep fighting away, play at his own pace.
78.
Head-to-head, Whitlock 9-4. And counts for Nout. All about winning. 2 more legs for the Australian
99.
here. You get these sort of games, don't you?
You tend to get them in the first round more than anything. But you think the players will be used to this kind of, all the travelling. We've mentioned there's been so many tournaments recently, so players must be in form.
And the worse it gets, the more you try. And the more you try and it doesn't work, the more frustrating it gets. It's a vicious circle, isn't it?
It's even harder when your opponent isn't playing that well as well. If Simon was hitting everything here and 4-2 up,
59.
kind of in that following route, you're not playing great, you're just trying to dig yourself into the match. But when there's nothing really between the scoring and you're behind, you're fighting your own demons. That's a good marker.
132.
Yeah, nice leave. Leave himself 170. That's why a lot of players want 302, go for the 18 route. 418s leaves that even number.
Whitlock could just be glad to hit a treble.
55.
Oh, he got one. Got the wrong one.
Not the one he wanted. There you go. Just goes to show, as far as Dolan is concerned, that at 4-1 down, still very much in this. Breaks back here, then throws to level.
Roller 18s. Well, all he's got to be thinking, he's trying to fight his way back in the match, whereas Whitlock, although he's had a bad leg, he's still got to keep in his mind that he's ahead. Maybe lose this leg, just go on to the next one. I'm still in front. Come on, let's have a good leg here. There go for Bull. Treble 11 possibly. Well, that's okay. 20 for tops. Tops!
25.
Well above tops. All Whitlock can do here is fill this in and hope that Dolan misses. Dolan could peg another leg back and be one away from Whitlock. But he has been struggling on the double as well. He had 9 in leg 2.
20.
Never looked likely. He can't believe it. He cannot believe it.
Well, this would be another steal for Whitlock. What a let-off this would be. What a let-off it is. Oh dear, Brendan Dolan, 2 out of 21 on the doubles. 21 darts at double in this match.
Well, it has been
97.
not a great performance from both players, but Dolan has been behind in the whole of the match. And despite not playing great, that's still a massive opportunity to get within one leg. As Whitlock hits his 4th maximum. Chalk or cheese?
The good, the bad, the ugly of darts in this match between Dolan and Whitlock. They really have struggled throughout.
60.
We've seen flashes of inspiration, and that 180 from Whitlock may be one of them.
Well, he knows how close he is
100.
to winning this match. Just a big effort from him in this leg and he's through. But Dolan's problem started in that second leg. He tidied up a finish without going for it, left himself the double. Had 9 darts at the double to level at 1 apiece. Missed it. 5 minutes later he was 3-0 down. Looking good for Whitlock now though.
99.
Well, Whitlock's to lose from here very definitely. Dolan just be happy to leave a finish after these 3. That'll help.
Well, they need 2 at least, really.
98.
It's just not happening for Dolan.
122.
Well, Whitlock's got options here. Things need the match, Stuart.
146.
Encapsulated in those 3 darts. Will this be one of those flashes of inspiration we talked about?
Well, it's not that often he's been hitting the treble 20 with his first dart, which he obviously needed to start the sequence,
100.
and it just didn't look anywhere near it.
1 dart for the match for the Aussie. Yeah, job done. All about winning. Whitlock, they only have been averaging 86. His opponent missed 19 darts at double, but the Aussie ain't bothered. He's through to round 2. Job done. Whitlock.